coming through. Looking at the sunlight coming through the skies. Let's embrace it while we can. Ah, nice to see you, and much better. You guys, I got to share just because it's a human moment and I'm a human person. I was a minute late signing on today. Cat Mama, good night. Nice to see you. Those of you who are on my TikTok, excuse me, I always say TikTok, my Destination Decluttered mailing list, knew that I was going to show up today at 9 o'clock. I was a minute late, but I got to share why I was a minute late. Usually I'm really good at this stuff. Hey, Kate Kager and Cat Mama and Mary and Kristen and Betty and Mark and that one persona and Mars, SP, all sorts of familiar names and whatever. So nice to see you. So the reason I was a bit late signing on is because I kind of half sat on my glasses today. This is the thing. When you have glasses that have like the clear frames, they pretty much become invisible when you put them down. And I was listening to a TikTok, big surprise, and I was listening to a TikTok, and I went to sit on my bed to put on my socks, and I forgot that I had taken my shoes, my glasses off to pull my shirt over my head, and I kind of half sat on my glasses. So that's why I was late signing on today, because I was sending a quick note to the eye doctor to see if they were going to be in today. So good morning. Good morning, everybody. So yay. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. You can tell it's a Saturday because I'm not in my office, because I love hanging out at my computer. Do not get me wrong. But doing a TikTok live when the sun is out, I want to be, I'm like one of those creatures. I'm like a reptile or something. I'm like a turtle. I want to be where the warmth is. Damn it, Donna. Nice to see you. Annalisa Pixel Pitbull. I haven't seen you in a while either. I hope you're well. That one persona, thank you for letting me know that showing up early on a Saturday morning is appreciated. Now, I'm on the East Coast, so it's 9 a.m. to me. Depending upon where you all are from, this may be even earlier. But that's good to know. Yeah, I try to do these in the mornings because I'm a morning person, and I feel like in a way it kind of gets the day started out well. But then I also know that if you're on the West Coast, if 6 a.m. is a bit much, especially on a Saturday. But I do mix up the times that I do my TikTok lives, and that's why I created that schedule that you guys can look at so you can plan when I'm going to be here. Because I wanna, my schedule honestly varies with coaching and travel and all that. So I'm glad to go through. I know, isn't that nice? That kind of moment, that little. It's not Jacob Ladders, but kind of the substrates. That sounded really fancy. So very cool. Awesome. Yeah, okay, good. Judy says I was actually up too early today. The frickin' dog. God, the dog and Donna, and waiting on you. Glad you're on. Yeah, you know what? Here I am. I'm going to be here for the next 56 minutes. Erin, nice to see you. I saw you pop on, raising my mug to you. You guys, I've recently started using my extra big mug, I think because it is, there we go, mug in hand. I've been using my extra big mug because it's getting colder out and I need more hot tea with me. So in case we haven't met before, just really quick, I'll probably say this a couple of times. Regular folks, you know the drill. Judy, thanks for the donut. My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Now, it's called Destination Decluttered because, man, if you just think of life as a road trip and you are the driver behind the wheel, that is a language we both speak besides English, that can help make sense of some things that can be confusing and overwhelming at times in the notion of decluttering. So I offer this to you, okay? Here's an offertory. It is 9:05. I will be doing what I'm doing here, which is looking at the comments and riffing and telling stories and singing songs and pulling out pop culture out of wherever it's filed up here. But you've got 55 minutes, I think, with me, if depending upon your morning. You have some time here. Let's use it for good and not evil. Let's use it for good so that at 10 a.m. when I sign off and then I go do my stuff and you maybe shift gears and you do something else, that you've done something you feel good about. So one of the things I recommend, and a lot of people do, good morning, Grace from Texas, is folks will use this time that I'm doing a TikTok live me chatting in the background, keeping them company, to do some decluttering. Now, a specific type of decluttering is really beneficial in this environment. Now, I talk about, and I believe in, the 3 layers of clutter. The 3 you've got surface, you've got stored, sentimental. Yeah. And the surface clutter is the stuff you typically do not have to think about. You already know where things go, and you can do things. So even getting started with your surface clutter, you may not even notice you're doing. You're puttering around. Your putter and declutter is always fun. Okay. Good morning, Julie McIntyre. So feel free to putter and declutter. I will not take offense. If anything, I encourage you to do that. So surface clutter, anything that's on a horizontal surface, anything that is currently now where it doesn't really belong. I'm going to see if I can get more light here. Excuse me. Okay, that's a little bit better. There we go. You know where some of the stuff goes in your life, in your house. So yeah. So put the things closer. If you're not able to put them kind of in their forever home, exactly where they belong, how about putting them closer to where they belong? So let's say there are those accumulation spots typically near the entryway of a house. I know we have a little kind of midway place. They called it the Nook in the paperwork that we got with the house when we bought it almost 20 years ago. And that's right before the kitchen. So we tend to dump things. We kind of shed our stuff as we walk into the house. My mother says as a kid I was famous for that. You just shed everywhere, you know. So go to those hot places and maybe just easily hang up your coat, fold up the recycling bag, throw away the receipts, put away the things. This is a wonderful time to do that while I'm here keeping you company. The other 2 layers of clutter, let me be really clear about that. So that's surface clutter, anything on a horizontal surface, okay? Then the other 2 layers of clutter are stored clutter and sentimental clutter. Now, let me be clear. Those 2 layers require you not listening to me right now as I'm live. Those 2 layers really require you to listen more to yourself, because you need to ask yourself, what is this? Where do I want it? Where does it go? Okay? So you need to be quiet. You need to have some time to listen for your answers. Okay? So just notice that right now, as I'm talking for the next 50 minutes or so, if you just kind of puttered around and listened to me, put me on your earbuds or turn me up loud, put me in your pocket, whatever, you could get some stuff done. I know one of the things I'm going to do after I do this TikTok live and after yoga and whatever is sometime during the day I'm going to do some puttering and decluttering and also some dusting, because I am noticing in the sunshine I don't dust a lot. There we go. All right, so Marilyn says suggestions on keeping kitchen counters clear. Yeah, and I mean, I tend to talk very, very clearly and very frankly, but just very simply. Put the stuff away. Get in the habit of putting things where they belong. And if you do that, also tighten up the time between when you notice it's out of place and putting it away. Don't let it accumulate and build up. So it's going to be a lot of habits and practice. And habits are good because they just turn those things that you didn't know what to do with into a thing you do know what to do with. Because you don't have to think about it anymore, because you just know how to do it. Okay? I love it. Suzanne Kersey is getting up right now off the chair to tackle my bedroom. Now, please, everybody, here's what I would love. For you to notice when you say, you got to tackle the clutter, as if you're coming out head on and it's like, what are those guys, football players, tackling? No. How about this? Different verb, different feeling. I'm going to go play with my clutter. I'm going to go have fun figuring out what I have and why it's there. And I'm not going to be judgy. I'm going to be curious and I'm going to have fun with it. So instead of tackling your clutter, everybody, cross out that verb. And Suzanne, I'm going to get up right now and go play in my bedroom. I'm going to clear off a surface. I'm going to hang up some clothes. This could be fun. I'm being my own HGTV show. Okay, I took a before picture. Take a before picture. This is what it looked like. Everybody's starting decluttering right now. Focus on one area. Maybe it's a kitchen counter. Take a picture of it. You work on it for even 5 minutes. It's going to look different and better after 5 minutes. It's going to look different and better after 10, after 15. You get where I'm going. So just start. Play that you're on TV. Play that you were showing somebody else. This is how you do it. And when you get stuck, I'm here for you. Okay? Now, Terry Lynn is saying, help. Here, I'm throwing you a lifeline if that helps. So kitchen counter's clear. Yeah, having a place for your stuff. Having a space to easily put things away. Okay? So, if you don't have a place to easily put things away, notice that then shifts from surface clutter to stored clutter. Stored clutter, for me, I like to do this rhyme. This rhymes in my head. I don't know about you. Stored is behind doors and drawers. So think about it. Storage. Okay, I do this like I'm opening up the cupboards in the kitchen. Maybe you're opening up the drawer in the bathroom or the living room or wherever you have doors and drawers. If you open up your storage and realize that's the reason things are on the surface is because the storage is chock-a-block full, then let's hang out in your storage. And again, don't tackle it. Get curious. Okay? Now, I love this. This is the first time I think the word has showed up today. It shows up on every single TikTok live I do multiple times. Okay? Yay. Before I get to that, but Grace just said, so good morning, that one persona from a fellow shredder. She's maybe shredding some papers. You know, I'm working on the sentimental clutter. It's been so wonderful. It is helping me a lot. Wonderful. I'm glad I'm here to help you. Yeah, I know what it was like to not have anybody to help me with stuff that I was struggling with. This is why when I figured out this is something I'm good at and enjoy, that's why I show up. Now, Julie McIntyre said the word that always shows up, overwhelm. Overwhelming with decorating for Christmas. Okay. Seriously, the shortcut to overwhelm. Okay, from going to overwhelm to feeling better, I want you to think of the word down. Down. Instead of overwhelm, I want you to think of down. It's like the opposite. I like to play with opposites. It's fun. It's a game. Overwhelm. So chunk down. Calm down your nervous system in the ways that work for you. I suggest breathing down, slowing down. Even look at my hands when I do that. If you go like this even, whoosh. It's almost like you're petting somebody. You're petting yourself. You're calming down your nervous system. Quiet down your nervous system. It's okay. And then seriously, chunk it down. Now, I learned that from somebody, but I learned it worked for me. Here, you can have it too. Chunk it down. What does that mean? Don't look at all the Christmas decor. It is overwhelming. So do not overwhelm yourself. Do not overwhelm yourself by looking at the big picture. That will get you deer in the headlights frozen. No, what you do is you chunk it down. So what chunk can you do? I know myself, for example, one of the very first things we're going to do for Christmas, and you guys might get a kick out of this, because we do we kind of got a vintage vibe going on in here in our house. We have those 3 candelabras that are like kind of, I don't know, like almost like a yellowy plastic. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And they have like the 2 candles and the ones a little bit in the big. Those ones to me, when I was growing up, those were the fancy ones. They weren't just the single stick ones. And those will be the first thing that we put up, because that will look nice from the outside and it will give a little glow in it. I also bought some new light bulbs for them, so I'm excited. Those are coming in the mail. I'm going to change those out. So that's a chunk. You can do those. Even if doing the whole house seems overwhelming, pick a room. A room is a wonderful chunk. And then pick a section of the room, or if a section gets you too fencing me in, pick a surface. What do I put on that surface for Christmas usually? Decorate that surface. But please, if you learn anything from me, write this stuff down. I don't mind you taking notes so you remember these on the days that I'm not doing a TikTok live. When you are feeling overwhelmed, when you are feeling any feeling that you don't particularly want to feel, you can do something to ease yourself through that feeling. And the word down, calming down, quieting down, sitting down, blowing down your nose, I don't know, whatever it is. Do something. And you can do something to make yourself feel better. And when you feel better, and when you're not so overwhelmed, that can help you get started. Okay? Okay, now I love this. AJE Fernal says, I'm backing up a lot of these things. Backing up. Ooh, there's a lot of things here. This is what happens when I talk. Okay. I love it. AJE says, hosting a last-minute birthday meal at our house, normally I'd be frantic. I love that now you're not. Okay. Initial organization, says Donna, another Donna. Donna Hall says, initial organization seems to be my test in life. And then there is the surface clutter. Yeah, you may not have taught, but you may not have been taught how to declutter or how to organize. I know I wasn't. I had to learn it on the streets, people. I had to learn it by myself. I did what I could with what I observed and what I knew and what I read about. But then I had some jobs. I worked retail at Pier 1 Imports. If we didn't learn about resetting a store or tidying up after the day and doing a little bit at a time, and throughout the day you're fronting and facing and dusting and all that, those are habits. And then you come home and you can do a lot of stuff on the surface. So notice right now, do not judge yourself from what you don't do. Notice that there's just some gaps currently there are some gaps in your knowledge, and you can be taught this. Okay? Excuse me, I'm a burper. Yeah, new good habits are a must. Annalisa says, I'm asking my kids for 15 minutes today to do closing duties each day. Woke up to a clean kitchen. Yeah, you know what you're doing too, and not to be like, let's make little drones out of people that go right into working. But they will be set up. They will be used to doing that. So if they go get a job in restaurants or retail or probably a lot of other things, even in an office, you probably tidy up your desk before you leave for the day. That will set them up with good skills for life. You know? Love it. Yeah. In the in the kitchen, in the club, we all fam, right? Oh my God, the people who don't know my TikTok, references, it's like, oh, come on, just get on TikTok. There's a wicked lot of funny things going on. I do it. Grace says, I make it fun while I watch a good show on TV, and I only do it for 1 or 2 hours. Yep. There we go. Yeah, Terry Lynn. That's why I'm here. There's a wicked lot of videos. I do these TikTok lives. So Terry Lynn is saying, I was never taught how to clean or declutter. I feel very overwhelmed. I need guidance, please. Okay, first guidance, Terry, calm down your nervous system. Breathe down, slow down, quiet down, drink down some water, sit down, make yourself feel comfortable. That is one of the tools in your toolkit to feel better about this. You cannot learn until you're feeling better, okay? So do that. Practice that. As far as resources go that I offer, here, right now, TikTok Live. I do these for about an hour a day, many days. If you want to know when I do that, I have a free mailing list. Sign up for that, destinationdeclutter.com. Then you get access to the schedule. It's free, no big deal. I also do paid coaching, but I also have a ton of videos here on TikTok. So maybe you follow me here on TikTok, you watch some videos. Also, all of my TikTok lives are recorded, and I upload them to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. So just know you have resources available. If you choose to use them, now that's on you. Okay? And I love this because there are people that are encouraging you. Yeah, damn it, Donna is saying, Terry Lynn, you're not alone. Same. That one persona is saying a lot of us here weren't taught. That's why where Beth helps. Yeah, I love the idea of making it fun, says Bobby Dugas. And Mars says, being here will help. It's a process. You've got this. So notice, even just showing up gives you encouragement. Okay, yes, put on some music if it's fun. Yep. There we go. Andrea Downs. I love it. I was just talking about Down, and Downs is your last name. Perfect. Suggestions on hanging clothes by season, by color, short sleeves versus long? Sure. Whatever makes sense to you. Whatever makes sense to you. What I would get curious about, and you haven't really mentioned this too, is the frequency with which you wear those things in a certain time. Now, I don't know where you live. I live in a place right now that the seasons have been wacky. Hello, global warming. And it is about 30 some odd degrees right now. It was about 60 a couple of days ago. But I know that I have certain seasons, so I have put away in totes the modest amount of clothing that I have that are short sleeve. I now do long sleeves. So think about seasonality if you live in a place with seasons, but also notice the frequency with which you wear certain things. There are certain things that you wear all the time. Those are the things that are in a cycle, because you know what? They're either on your body or on the floor or in the hamper or in the washer or in the dryer or folded or put away, and then you pull it out. I would get curious in the decluttering mode. I would get curious about when all the clothes you have worn for a week or so are in the washing cycle. Take a look at what's still hanging out, what's still in your drawers, and get curious if you're wearing those. And if you're not, get curious and ask yourself, why am I not wearing this? And listen for your answer. Keep the things you use frequently within easy reach. The things that you don't use frequently, keep them in the corner in the basement. I think of this because I was thinking about how your, Christmas, your holiday decor is something you use maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks out of the entire year. When you're done with it, you don't just store it like in the middle of your living room. No, you put it away because you don't want it in the way. So there's really no right or wrong way. You cannot fuck this up. There's no failing in decluttering except not trying. And that trying is doing. Trying is doing it and learning from it. And what works well, we celebrate, and you add that to your toolkit. What doesn't work as you thought it would, you get curious. You get curious, George, and you find out. You learn from the thing that didn't work, so you do something different the next time. And this is the life coaching part of my Destination Decluttering life coach thing. Okay? I love it. Tammy G says, oh, thank you, Grace. I just saw Grace said you have made a difference in my life. Thank you. And I'm glad to infer that it's a positive difference. Tammy G says, this is like having a friend while getting stuff done. Now, ADHD people, in the ADHD world, there's a thing called body doubling, that for whatever reason, it helps you to focus if there is somebody else along with you. I do this a lot with my husband. I've done this before with other people, where I just kind of am there to keep them going, and it allows them. There's almost like, okay, there's somebody else here, so use this time to do some things. Let me be your body double. That's a song right there. Danielle, nice to see you. This year, instead of dragging everything out and I'm bringing out a little bit at a time and putting it up. Notice, doing something different than you did last year. Not everything, all of it at the same time. That can be overwhelming. Yes, bring up the lights first, then maybe the tree, then maybe, I don't know how you decorate, but a little bit at a time. Does it say that? It does. Every little bit helps, and focusing on the little bits allows you to make it easy and get started. Okay? There we go. Danielle, noticing what's different between last year when you put everybody, we are all different people than we were when we put away our Christmas stuff last year. And apologies for those of you who don't celebrate Christmas, insert your December holiday of choice. Okay? It's just the word that comes out of my mouth. Each one of us is different than we were this time last year. Our lives are different. We have different people in our lives. We have people who have not in our lives. Danielle says, might not even do my big tree this year because of my new kitten. Yeah. Oh my gosh, can you imagine a cat being like, you brought a tree in the house so I can climb it? Thank you, Mama. And it's, yeah, maybe you wait till next year when then that kitten is more like a cat. They'll still get underneath it and sleep it and bat at the balls and knock them down because that's how kitties go. Now I purged a big box, took it to the Goodwill along with this tree I used to put up in my dining room before I moved. We rehomed a Christmas tree ourselves this year because for a long time we used a white one in that corner, but then we got a silver one and then we started using that, and that was so much easier that we used that one. Yeah, do not put pressure on yourself to get it all done at once and fast. Enjoy the process. Aren't you supposed to enjoy putting up your Christmas ornaments? You're supposed to enjoy it. It's supposed to be enjoyable, Charlie Brown, right? So I know myself for a number of years, this is not the best time of year for me. I get cold easily. It's dark at like freaking 4 o'clock, and I get a little bit bittersweet. And I used to work retail a lot, so that was also kind of a hell time for decades in retail. But also, I just was like, I don't feel the Christmas spirit, Charlie Brown. What I did, honestly, was I realized there was a lot of Christmas ornaments that felt like an obligation to decorate with some decor only because I had bought it a couple of years ago. It's like, oh, I'm stuck with it. You're not stuck with anything. You can rehome. This is the perfect season. When you're opening up your Christmas stuff this year, your holiday decor, if you don't like stuff that you packed away last year, this is the perfect time of year to get it to a thrift store, because this is where everybody's going to be looking for Christmas stuff. Okay? So this is the perfect time to declutter some of that stuff. As soon as I decreased my Christmas stuff by the stuff that I was kind of met on anyway, I kept the good ones. I kept the good stuff. It's so much easier. Now, the interesting thing, and I'm glad I reminded this, is I just remembered, I just inherited some stuff from my mother when I was helping her with her Christmas stuff, which is an accumulation of ornaments that I gave her through the years from like the 80s into the 90s, maybe. It was pretty much in the 80s and 90s. I have them now. Now I have to figure out what to do with them. So things change every year. Yeah. And Grace is giving herself grace. I had to learn to be kind to myself. Yes, that's a tool in your toolkit, people. Be kind to yourself instead of blaming myself for having all the clutter. Notice, the blame game is going to make you feel crappy. The blame game is just going to make you feel crappy. And we have to be patient with ourselves. Okay? Yep. So I am here. Terry Lynn, if you just want to cry, just cry. Get it out. If I was at my desk, I'd hand you a tissue. But seriously, allow the feelings to get out. That's like a really polite way of your body throwing up. Your body wants to release some energy, some feelings, some emotions. Let it go. You will feel better afterwards. Okay? And I love it that Grace is saying, I'm practicing what I learned from you, and now I can share it with my adult kids. Holy Moses, I love that. I do. Because what I am teaching you right now, what I am teaching the people on my mailing list, the skills I am teaching my one-on-one clients, they are transferable. And I want you to learn them for yourselves and share them with other people. This is not a gatekeepy thing. I do not gatekeep. That's bullshit. I don't put things, the only thing I put behind a paywall currently is my one-on-one coaching. And when the next time we do a decluttering party, I'm going to ask for kind of a drop-in fee because I want to donate some money to a local women's shelter. And I think that's a really cool way to allow us to kind of step up and do something for ourselves and help somebody else. Other than that, everything I say right here, write it down. Take it down verbatim. Create your book. Learn from it. Do it. And then go spread the word so there aren't as many people feeling as overwhelmed with clutter. And also, as Grace said, with her adult kids, let's at least break the chain of clutter within our own families. Because I learned how to be cluttered from my parents. They learned how to be cluttered from their parents, and so on and so on. It's like the backwards Fabergé organic shampoo commercial, right? From back in the day. My people did not come from money. They went through World War I. They came over on the potato boats. They had no money. So when they had something, they held on to it. They went through World War I. They went through the Great Depression. They went through World War II. There was a lot of, I never want to be without stuff, so I'm going to keep this stuff for fear, because fear is behind the clinging, for fear that I may need it someday and I don't have it. I don't like the feeling of not having something, so I'm going to hang on to all of it. Now, sometimes that works. Ooh, the sun is getting out. And sometimes it just adds to the stuff in your house. Notice where you came from. Do you want to be like that? If you do, keep on cluttering. I don't judge. If you don't, though, right now, you are the link in that family chain that can change it for yourself and change it for the other generations in the future. I'm an auntie. I don't have kids. But man, do I not want it to be difficult for my nieces and nephews to declutter wherever I happen to be living when I die. I don't want that to be an overwhelming chore. I want to make it as easy for them as possible by getting clear on everything can go. You don't need any of this. I'll share the stories while I go through them. And then they can feel good about easily I want them to open the door to the house and say, take whatever you want. Mother Tucker, nice to see you. What else do we have? There we go. Donna Hall is going to go play in the closet today. I love it. No tackling here. We don't do tackling. We don't do guilt. We don't do overwhelm. We stop that. Little traffic cop hand. Notice that? It was almost like the half Dr. Spock there. Maybe that's No. No guilt. No shame. No judgment. A lot of that. We show up in curiosity and fun and possibility and encouragement and enjoyment. And yeah, that's the place I want to hang out, right? Okay. There we go. Michelle, I'm catching up on some stuff, just so you know, I'm catching up. And the reason, just to be clear, I don't know, two things. If the reason I stop and I read some of these comments is because this is the context with which I'm giving my answers. I do this for the people who are walking around right now during this live and puttering and decluttering, so they know what I'm talking about. Also, when my TikTok lives, when I upload them to YouTube, and there's over almost 500 at this point, these comments do not carry over. It's just me talking into a thing. So this gives context. So that's why I read them. Okay. Now, Michelle is saying, sadly, my Christmas tree is in the box, is still leaning against the wall in the hallway. Notice your perception, my perception, your perception and my perception were hanging up close. Your perception and punched my perception right in the nose. What color was the blood, right? No. You say, sadly, my Christmas tree. How about eliminating the sadly and, just saying, my Christmas tree, take the drama out of it. Neutralize, get into neutral and just say, my Christmas tree is in the box, leaning against the wall in the hallway. Notice if we just kind of almost get a little red pencil and knock around a few of those things, notice how just the statement of fact, it's there. You're the one who's saying sadly and still and exclamation point and like the emojis. My Christmas tree's still in the basement because I don't put it up until after Thanksgiving. I don't even put it up. My husband loves the tree. I do a wreath. He does a tree. It doesn't have to be sad. You can change that. Don't make yourself feel bad. No. Don't make yourself feel bad. It just makes you feel bad. Okay? You can put your Christmas tree up anytime you want. Okay? I'm going to back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Oh, Erin, I say, I love that idea. I'm hoping it's by the, about the declutter party. And I'm going to, just so you know, I'm getting in touch with you about that. Just you. Okay? All right. So, all right, I love it. Kate says, I've already dropped off a box of Christmas stuff at our local thrift shop. Just didn't want it. Good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shell says, I struggle with this time of year in New York. I do too. I'm in PA. It's cold. I want to go somewhere warm. Yeah. Joyful Jocelyn says, I just love you. Well, thank you. And how you teach us to give ourselves grace. Yes. Forgive yourself. Give yourself grace all over the place. Okay? We will rock you. All right? So, what do we have here? Let's see. Amber says, I came from poverty, so my parents never let anything go. Now I have a fear of scarcity. Okay, Amber, the funny thing is, though, and I don't say this funny, haha. I say this as an interesting thing. Notice your fear of having not enough has bypassed the right amount for you because now you're in too much. Overwhelm, overabundance. Notice that the too much is almost as crappy a feeling, not as the same, do not get me wrong. It is a crappy feeling, much like scarcity is. It's like being stuffed after a meal versus being starving. What we are striving for is your kind of set point, your just right point of stuff. So notice, you don't have to be fearful of scarcity because you have more than enough. When you whittle it down little by little and you get your nervous system, you recalibrate your nervous system to feel safe with less than too much, you do that. And you do it incrementally so you notice that set point of when this feels right and this feels like lack. And we stop before you ever start to feel lack. But what you're doing is you're working with your body and your stories and your nervous system and trusting that you have enough. Okay? And yeah, enjoy the process. Okay, so Jocelyn says, what if you came from a clean and spotless home, but you alone have the problem of clutter and collecting? Well, you're not alone. We get like 140 people right here, and this is just such a micro fraction of the people who are dealing with clutter. They aren't even on TikTok, don't even know I'm showing up today, and don't even know there's help out there. It is not a problem of clutter and collecting. It is not a problem. What it is you just don't currently have a skill set that helps you manage your clutter and collecting. So you learn this skill. I help teach you this. Even if you came from a decluttered home or a cluttered home, it doesn't matter. It informs how you got here, but you're here now. What are the skills are missing from your toolkit? You know? So notice this way. Yay. All right. Simone Love P, sign up for my mailing list. I say mailing list too, so it's an email mailing list. You go to destinationdecluttered.com, which is my website. Scroll to the bottom of the top front page. There's a little form there. You just put in your email address. Okay, destinationdecluttered.com. All one word, destinationdecluttered.com. I say this too because there's all this talk about, there's always this thing about you and I are right now relying on an external platform. We are relying on TikTok to connect us. If for whatever reason TikTok went down, I could stay in touch, and I would stay in touch with the people on my mailing list. There's no way you and I could stay in touch if you don't know how to get in touch with me and I don't know how to get in touch with you. This is why I also encourage people by doing a lot of fun stuff with the people on my mailing list. We do a declutter party. I may do more of those per month. I'm playing with that. It's free. I don't know. It's good stuff. Okay? So here I am, and I'm going to rock you like a hurricane. Okay? Alrighty. Yeah, notice Amber is saying, yeah, I feel swallowed up by this stuff. Yeah. 80s Girl Forever says, tuning in from California. Good morning, everyone. Are there longer videos on your YouTube channel? Yeah, pretty much my YouTube channel is where I am storing all of my TikTok lives. All of my TikTok lives, with very, very few exceptions, are an hour long. There are over 500 hours of TikTok lives. And they hit on the things that tend to show up with people a lot. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. So yeah, Destination Decluttered on YouTube. Destination Decluttered here on TikTok. Follow me. Follow me. I'm delicious. You know that guy? So freaking cute. Yeah, I'm going to be here for another 21 minutes, and then I sign off and do some decluttering myself. My husband has been gone for the last many days down in Nashville doing some songwriting, and he won't care what the house looks like when he gets home, because it's pretty much fine. I know myself, I'm looking around, and where the sun is hitting, I'm realizing there's some sun. So there's some dust. So I'm going to do a quick vacuum and dust. But man, is it a difference to not be like, oh, I have to spend my entire Saturday cleaning the house. I have so much free time now that I'm decluttered that I kind of sometimes, honestly, you guys, don't know what to do with it. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know, I'll just get on and do a TikTok live. That's when I'll do a pop-up. But they are scheduled, so you know when to tune in. Now, each one of us has to, okay, in case somebody needs it. Yep, somebody might need it. Somebody might need it, but that somebody may not be you. Somebody may need the stuff that you don't need anymore. Now is the year. Throughout the year, donate the things that you don't want that are still useful. There's always people there who are in worse a situation than you. Okay? Think of how abundant you are to even have clutter. Some people don't even have it. Okay? What else do we have here? Being swallowed up by the stuff. Notice that feeling. I'm overwhelmed. I'm in over my head. I'm being suffocated, weighed down. All of those words you use feel like pressure and lack of breathing. So we breathe, we move, we kind of, break the chains. What was it? Howard Jones? Throw off your mental chains. Woo, woo, woo. Throw off your mental chains. Throw off your clutter chains, okay? You do that, you feel better, then you start moving around and you start throwing off the clutter chains, and you decrease the amount of stuff in your home to a point that feels right to you. As you're doing that, you're finding homes for those things so that you can maintain it, so that you never have to go through a giant declutter again. Okay? Now I'm backing up here. I'm backing up. Okay, yay. There we go. Good stuff, people. Good stuff. Yay. Kate says I love that guy. Garen Noon. Yes, he is delicious. I didn't even know he was a singer until I saw one of his things, but isn't that wicked funny? You gotta love the Irish. Well, I gotta love the Irish because I'm related to him. There we go. Suzanne says she'll paint a room if I get bored. Now, as you can see, this room is pretty much painted the color we love. We have decorated it. I used to be into decorating so much more than I am now. It's so funny. You go into people's homes and you're like, oh, they moved in here. Like some of the things my parents that are on the walls of my parents' house, I can think of 2 things specifically that literally were probably hung up there in 1969 and have not left. So it's almost like it's a time capsule. Now my time, this is really almost a time capsule of like the first 10 years we have lived here. If I moved in now, I would probably do different things and I would probably have a lot less clutter. But I like it the way it is. It works. It just needs to be dusted. I'm cool with it. You know? So yeah. Yes, when you're donating things, it will choose to believe that it's going to get into the right hands. Okay? Mama Love, does it make sense to just start at the earliest video and work toward now? No. Nah. Because you know what? Every day of my TikTok lives is a brand new video for somebody. So every day I'm telling people, hey, I'm Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach. We deal with overwhelm. We deal with chunking it down. We deal with surface stored sentimental. It really doesn't matter. And this is something to write it down. This is a keeper. This is like an embroider this on your pillow moment. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters that you just start. So don't be like, I need to go first I go for the 1s, then the 2s, then the 3s. No, you could show up anytime you want. If anything, I will share with you. Every time, so I have thousands of hours of coaching and TikTok lives and consultations under my belt right now. Right now is the best coach I will ever be. Until tomorrow, when I learn something from this TikTok live, and then I'm better tomorrow. So if anything, I would say start with, and if you're not on the mailing list, this is easy. If you're not on the mailing list, you don't have access to all of the recordings for the December TikTok lives, which there are quite a few. But you can sign up for the mailing list and get access to them. Your choice. This is all up to you. Your turn, move a lever, right? I'm going to block that strategy. No, that's 2. I'm always getting those confused. Sorry. Oh, my lovely ADHD Gen X brain. If you sign up for the mailing list, you can just start with the November TikTok lives. If you're not on the mailing list, you can start with the October ones. Start there. I mean, that's if you think about it, between the 2 of those, that's probably easily 20 hours of listening to a TikTok live. And what you're going to notice is a lot of the same things come up over and over again because we all tend to get stuck at the same place. Okay. Wendy M. just took a carload to a charity shop for donations. I am not sure how many carloads so far. You know what? Every little bit helps. Now, Mimsy says it's selfish to hang on to items that could help others. Now, Mimsy, I know where you're coming from, but I'm going to circle that word selfish. There is nothing wrong with noticing when you are being selfish, that you are afraid to let go of something. It's not being mean to be selfish and take care of yourself. But when you're doing it at the expense of others, when you have too much, when you're hoarding all your stuff, when you're hoarding all your money, hello, Elon Musk, you have billions of monies that even if you gave a fraction of what you have away, think of yourself as Elon. Do you want to be Elon Musk? No. Weirdo. Think of so much money he has, he can't possibly spend it. He can't possibly wear the clothes, drive the cars, all that. He could take a fraction of that, change the world for millions of people, and still have enough for himself. But when you are in that mode, you think, I'm afraid to let go of this because the fear of having none. And notice it is an internal problem. and not even a problem. It's an internal thing. It's an internal journey to feel safe enough to let go of things and trust that you are now making space for something better for yourself, even if that space for something better is just space for space's sake. Okay? I love it. Wendy took a progress of photo of her worst room. You know? Yeah, take a before picture. Remember we started 45 minutes ago or so playing the game of HGTV? Take a before and after. I love it. Who doesn't want to see that contrast? Man, look what I did. Between this picture and this picture, I did something to make it better. I did something to make my life feel better. Yeah. I love it. Yes, Erin, so right. So good, so good. See, that was kind of sporty of me, right? They do it at the Red Sox games. Erin is saying, when I get discouraged, I remember, once this is done, I'll never have to do a major declutter again. Hells to the yes. I thought the same thing when I was doing our basement. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'll never do that again. Because you're going to learn how not to reclutter. Okay? And keep on going. Kate Kager, so glad to see you back in action. I'm going to get in touch with you. I'm going to write down, what was I thinking? Kate Kager. Kate, I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to send an email to Erin. These are my clients. I like to stay in touch with them. Yeah. There we go. Plurally Blissful Mama says, I did this too. I also joined a Facebook group of decluttering where everyone cheers you on. You know what's funny? I'm not sure what Facebook page that is. I think that's from another coach, and I think I tuned in there for a while to see what that was like. Yeah. There's a lot of help out here. There we go. Learning. Yes. Just start. Seriously, you guys? Just start. Make it so small. Start with such a small step that you almost laugh at yourself that you wouldn't take that one step. Okay? Don't make a big step. Make a small step. Don't even put an incline on it. Just move forward. You know? Move forward. And move forward, let's be clear. Move forward looking ahead to a direction you want to go into. That's the destination part of this whole thing. Why am I doing this? Because I want my home to look and feel and function like this, whatever this is. And then you write it down. Okay? So, decluttering is a life skill that you may not have been taught. Decluttering is a way to strengthen and learn to strengthen and use and get practice using your decision-making muscle. Decluttering is deciding. What do I want and what do I not want? And then encouraging yourself to take the action. And let me share this with you. This was kind of an interesting thing because I continue to work on my coaching training and continue to learn so I can become the best coach I am. And what I want to offer to you is many times people think I need to get the courage and then do the thing. No, you get the courage by doing the thing. Think of it. For some reason, ice skating popped into my mind. I don't know why. You can sit there and watch people. Yep. I got it. And then you think, well, if I just get enough courage, when I get out there, I'm going to be like Peggy Fleming or what was her name from Stoneham, Massachusetts? Whatever. Tanya Harding and somebody help me out. Anyhow. No, you have to get out on the ice. And maybe you're clinging to the side first. That's fine. And then you're going, shoo, 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 shoo. Dorothy Hamill. Yep. Dorothy Hamill was one. Nancy Kerrigan. Thank you. Christy Yamaguchi. See? All of us have our ladies who were skating. I was thinking Kerrigan because I'm from Boston. Okay, but Dorothy Hamill, I had that haircut once. It only looked good on her. Okay? Kate Kager says, best coach around. Thank you very much. Now, I love this. Laura Gibbon Voorhees, I'm interrupting the wild world of sports, according to Beth, because she doesn't do sports at all, to bring in a notice from Laura Gibbons Voorhees is in the kitchen. Okay, over to you, Laura. Laura says, almost done with the surface clutter in the kitchen. It looks calmer. No, it looks clearer. You feel calmer. By looking at a clear surface, you're feeling calm. That's why we're here. Okay, newsflash. That's why we're here, is that nice, calm feeling. Okay, back to Beth and the sports team. Okay, here I am talking about ice skating. You got to start. Just start. Get out on the ice. Yeah, you're probably going to fall on your butt, but it won't be that bad. You're going to pick yourself up. You're going to dust yourself off. Start all over again. That's what we do. That's how we learn, is getting out there. And you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. So maybe you start moving your little ice skates a little bit further, even though you're clinging to the side of the road. And maybe you make it once around the rink. You're like, oh, this is kind of fun. Maybe the next time you go, and then the next time you go, maybe you're only holding on with one hand. Maybe the next time you're not holding on with any hands, even though you're still clinging to the thing. Every time you do it, it gets easier. You build your confidence muscle. Okay? So starting is going to give you the confidence to keep on going. You know? Yeah. Notice this. So, yes, a lot of Dorothy Hamels, Nancy Kerrigan, Sasha Cohen. There you go. Yay. And Laura, I know you're reveling. And please, everybody, revel in, savor, marinate in the feeling of a job well done. No matter how small the area is that you decluttered, use that feeling of looking at that decluttered part. Notice how that feels in your body. And then maybe you just expand out a foot on either side. And you say, okay, I want to feel that way over here. I did it here in this one little section. I can do it here. And then just get started. And what you'll do is you'll be expanding the amount of space in your home that is decluttered. And hopefully, because don't forget, it's not just about clearing off the surfaces, but it's catching yourself when you're about to clutter and stopping and doing something different. Don't clutter again. And if you get stuff piled up, I've got dishes in the sink that have been there for a couple days because it's only been me. But it's like a tiny amount. It's going to take me literally like 4 minutes to put them away into the dishwasher. I haven't done it yet. Also, don't make a big deal of it. Just do it. Notice when you don't make it all dramatic and, oh my God, I got to do it. No, shh. There we go. All right. Whitney, nice to see you. Hi. You'll be setting up a session soon. Cool. Okay. And what I want to help you with, because somebody said they just met me and the coaching needed. Okay, so here. All right. Yes. Wendy M. This will be my first holiday alone. I got a plan so I don't online shop and reclutter my life. Wendy M. This is the great time to connect with people. Up with people. Connect with people you love. Aw. Very cute. I forgot to turn off my notifications, and I just got a text from my husband in Nashville. And as I like to say, cue the Mel Torme, because he's coming home, baby. Yeah, notice, practice not online shopping, you know? All right, Michelle is getting on the hands and knees on the floor of the kitchen, getting into the bottom cabinets. There we go. All right. So the cool thing is, so a couple of things, because we've got about 6 minutes, and I want to make sure I give some really good kind of things to all of you, okay? So, and a couple of these, they also pertain to a lot of the things where people have said, okay? So, some stuff here, okay? So, one, I want to notice, I want you to help you with this. Let me think. Easy stuff. Follow me here on TikTok. I'm delicious. And I do TikTok lives pretty much every day. Tomorrow I am not going to do, and I might do a pop-up. I don't know. I'll see if my husband sleeps in. I don't have one scheduled. But I have a schedule of TikTok lives from now through November 30th, which is only a week from today. So through Thanksgiving, through what I like to call No Buy Friday. Maybe you want to join me. I'm going to hang out. So if you want to hang out on a TikTok live like this and putter and declutter, and maybe this is even just an hour where you're distracting yourself from not going online and shopping, and you're reminding yourself that you have more than enough in your house, and that's a cool feeling. If you want to know about my TikTok lives, pretty much anything is going to be my website, destinationdecluttered.com. You can sign up for my free mailing list there. Also, I do paid one-on-one coaching. Now, my paid one-on-one coaching is a 10-session package. And how we see if that's going to work for you is you sign up for a free consultation. Finding information about that is also on my website. So Whitney was saying she wants to sign up for a session. I think you mean like a consultation. I did just recently add some consultation slots on my calendar, which is on my website, for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. As you can imagine, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no, that's a holiday. You're going to be busy, I'm going to be busy. But if you are interested in coaching with me, sign up for a consultation. It is free. And then we decide if coaching is a good fit for the both of us. If it is, we can get you started as soon as like December 2nd, or the week of anyway. Okay? Yeah. User 6242 says, was today's scheduled? I didn't see it. Yeah, it is. I will share with you though. I updated the schedule within the past couple of days. So just because, and this is the people on the mailing list, know where to go to get the schedule. Check back on it occasionally. Check back on it, because I am I add things. It's organic. It's not like every Monday I do this. No, it's like when I'm like, oh, I should probably schedule some, and I look at my calendar and do that because I'm a human. Okay? Coco Dog, I specifically don't talk numbers right now. I will say it is between $500 and $4,000. How's that? It's somewhere in that range. Now, I say that because it's a 10-session package. And what I don't want to happen is I do not want you to immediately say, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. Knee-jerk reaction. You may not be able to afford it. I trust you to know your finances. But I don't want you to say no before learning how much coaching can help you, and is this investment worth it to you? What you get out of it, to me, I would pay so much money to feel this good. And now the skills you learn during coaching are with you for the rest of your life. So when you kind of amortize that out, you realize it's fractions of pennies on the dollar to have skills that you've never had before. And you keep those skills. They're not just good for when we're there, you know? So that's why I don't talk money except for in general terms like that. Okay? Yeah. Kate says, I am also planning to sign up. Just overwhelmed right now. You guys, the overwhelm and the fear are things that coaching can help you with. Isn't it funny that the stuff that's stopping you from signing up for coaching can often be the things that you learn how to manage while you're coaching? You know? There we go. I love it. Laura Gibbon Voorhees says, I copied the link to the page where you post the TikTok live times and put it in my to-do list. Easy peasy. You know? Nikki is, my consultations last about 45 minutes to an hour. Okay? Yeah. Barbara is noticing that her clutter is costing her money. I can't afford the multiple storage units I pay every month. Yeah. You know? Okay, here's an interesting thing. So user 6242, you say, how do you see the updated live times? I screenshotted the times when I opened the email last week. I don't email them out anymore. No, I found a better way to do that I don't have to always be bugging you with an email. There's one place to go. There's one place to go on the internet where I update the schedule. So yeah, don't go to you may have screenshotted an outdated email. You go to a website page and you know what it is, and that's where you go to look for it. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So, Kate Kager, yay. You will benefit, is saying to Barbara. I say this as a current client, and I love working with Beth. You know? So, I made a link to it on my phone's home screen. I love it. See, there's many ways you can remind yourself of the important stuff. But you are going to be the one who have to do it. I can bug you. I can be there. I can't do it for you. You have to figure out what's going to work for you. Many people have found things that work for them. I am here to help expand the possibilities of what could work for you so you practice until you find it. Okay? So, it is now 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. I'm going to sign off now. I will be clear about this one at least, I do not have a TikTok Live scheduled tomorrow. So all of you who have access to the schedule, you will notice that one is not scheduled. That's because my husband's coming home and I don't know what our plans are for tomorrow. If he's sleeping in and I feel like it in the morning tomorrow, I may show up, but that's not a promise. But I always show up for the TikTok Lives that I schedule. And I always show up 1,000% for my one-on-one clients. So if you like what happened here, if you like how you feel, if you like the camaraderie and the practical advice and the occasional wacky jumping off into song or pop culture references, follow me here on TikTok, sign up for the mailing list, sign up for a consultation, and let me become your coach. You have choices. It's really up to you and how much you want to get decluttered. Okay? It really is up to you. And I trust you to make the best decision for you. I don't get into convincing mode. But I want to speak to your heart and say that you are worth it. If you're bugged by your clutter, you now know that there's somebody out there who can help you with it. Okay? And if it's not me, I can help you find somebody else. All right? I'm going to sign off. Terry Lynn just signed up. I will see you guys. And, we'll see you on The Muppet Show, okay? Bye-bye.